Welcome back. Let's talk about Bremerton and Port Orchard, Washington, because you might be thinking about moving to the Seattle area, or you're just curious what's going on inside your area. Now there's 66,000 people that live there, so it's important to them, and it could be important to you as well. So let's get started. And thank you very much for joining me. So Bremerton, Washington is located across the Puget Sound area, and it's connected to Seattle by a ferry directly, as well as you can go down to Tacoma and you could take the land bridge across, as well as the Tacoma Narrows Bridge, and it'll connect you down Highway 16 over to the Bremerton and Port Orchard area. I always recommend taking the ferry. It's very pleasant. It takes about an hour, and if you go the opposite direction, it could take you maybe 2.5 hours actually do it instead. Now, a lot of people actually live inside of the Bremerton area and they work inside of Seattle, and they just kind of take that as their morning commute. They walk onto the ferry, they get a cup of coffee, and then they come over and they just enjoy the ferry ride on the way there and the way back, and then they just take public transit as they do. Now, let's get into the actual demographics of the area so you have a general idea. Because Port Orchard and Bremerton, I'm putting them together right now for you. But Bremerton has about 43,000 people that actually live there, and Port Orchard has about 15,000 people that live there. So we're just averaging it together and saying 60,000 people. Now, the average household income inside of Bremerton itself is about 61,000, and inside Port Orchard, it's about 75,000. This is also a very big Navy town, just so you have an idea. So there's a lot of people that come in and out, and they're moving every 3 to 5 years, just so you have a general idea. Now let's get into the actual homes that are available, because you might be looking to relocate or actually buy a home in this area, or it could just be your hometown. But in general, I just pulled all the homes about an hour ago inside of the Bremerton Port Orchard area, and there's 330 homes available for purchase. These include condos and single family homes, and on average the average cost came out to $616,000 that is currently available on market. Now, our average is also 60 days, so it's been 2 months that these have been available, and it's 3.5 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, and 2156 square feet, so you have a general idea. Also, they tend to have slightly older homes inside of this area. Now, I'm going to compare September of last year to September of this year, so you can have a better idea of how much pricing or the market's changed inside of this area since the interest rates have changed. Now, I'm going to go through that right now just so you have an idea. But 292 homes sold last September. Between September 1st and 30th, there was 292 homes sold. Now, on average, it took 26 days to actually complete those sales. Our price per square foot came out to $284 a square foot. Now, let's look at September of this year. September of this year, there was 215 homes sold, and our price per square foot went down only $1. When we looked at the change in the time on market, it was 34 days on market, so it's 8 days more to complete the transaction. And when I averaged the homes together, I came up with a 1950 square foot house with 3 beds, 2 bath, just so you have a general idea of what it looks like. And it costs approximately $552,000. Now, I want to give you a breakdown of the actual mortgages so you have a general clue of how much everything costs, because that's the big disconnect on this kind of thing. So just bear with me, and I appreciate that. So on the mortgages, let's get into that right now. So I just go over here, and first I get our Investopedia. And Investopedia has the basic rates right now available for a 740 plus interest rate inside of Washington State, and that is 8.48% right now. Now I go into my mortgage calculator over here, and I come up with a 10% down on the $550,000 that I was talking about, and we come up with a monthly payment of $3,837. $3,837, and this is only your payment and your interest. This does not include your HOA, your taxes, your insurance, or any special assessments. So that's on top of it, but it comes out to $3,837. So now you have a general idea of how much this house would cost. theoretically this 1,950 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath home in the Bremerton or Port Orchard area. That's on a monthly basis. But Victor, I want to rent instead. I got you. So let's get into that right now. If you were to rent that house instead, it would cost you $3,035 on average. So it's about an $800 change, not including any of the taxes, fees, extra stuff, and then you have to mow the lawn every single week. So this is one of the reasons why, because the cost of money's gone up so much, that people are actually decelerating their buying timeline right now. They're actually slowing up because it's more affordable now to actually rent instead of buy inside this area. And then also, I kind of want to give a quick plug for you, but if this kind of content worked for you, you could reach out to me, or you can check your local area just by looking at my website. It's victorashley.com, and I'll be happy to work with you or answer any questions. And as always, it was a pleasure working with you today, and I just really appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a fantastic day.